think?
No.
Do you need something?
What, need something?
Do you need something?
No.
Okay, I thought so.
Oh, you know, man.
Keep pushing.
If you're getting rude, you can leave. Nobody was looking at you any type of way.
I don't own the gym.
I don't own the gym. I work here.
Okay.
Yes. And
That
if you're
means
getting
what?
rude, then you can leave.
That means what?
I can call the police and have you trespassed right now. Would you like that?
Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead, let them know.
That's what we'll do. But right now, I need to take the stuff they hit up front.
The desperation to catch a predatory moment on camera will be the end of this generation. Ma'am, there is a mirror right in front of both of you. There are women who are stared at in public spaces and they have every right to be triggered and upset. But in this case, you are not one of them.
Why do you think women are so liberal?
You know, there's a lot of father issues there.
A lot of daddy issues, for sure. The biggest thing is this: more young women need to get married at a younger age and start having kids. The single woman issue is one of the biggest issues facing the civilization. Yeah, we have more single women in the early 30s that are the most depressed, suicidal, anxious, lonely in America's history because there's a biological clock that's going on, and they realize that they're not going to be able to have kids, so they start to lash out on the rest of society by voting Democrat.
So date like you're gonna marry, I guess that's gonna be.
Well, yeah, just get married early. Like, reject the siren song of modernity and have lots of kids. Like, being a partner at a local law firm actually isn't that big of a deal. Having 3 kids is a really big deal and will make you happier. And it's okay to be a stay-at-home mom. In fact, we need a lot of stay-at-home moms. And a lot of women want to be stay-at-home moms, and we have miserable women because we've been shuffling them into a corporate wasteland when in reality a lot of them don't find a lot of passion or fulfillment in that line of work. And who can blame them?
Now, before the feminists come for me, there's nothing wrong with wanting a career for yourself. If you truly haven't found the one, this isn't for you. However, the culture of raising women to be nothing but depressed, money-hungry misandrists is only destroying our world today.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself whatever you want.
Cis men don't menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body
if you are,
menstruated at
if
some
your
point
chromosomes
then.
are XX and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not men.
excluding a whole group of people
They're women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men.
Well, what's a man to you? You define a man for me.
You have chromosomes that are X and Y. That's what a man is.
So why are we just looking at the science of this as an
The
example
science.
when we've learned sex and gender identity are they're completely different things.
They're not completely different.
They are
things.
completely different.
Completely different words.
Sex is what you're born with, the sexual reproductive organs you have. Gender is what you identify with. They're completely
Well, I don't
different
accept that
things.
distinction. You have to argue for it. You're just giving a conclusion. You're just making it up.
What? Trans women can menstruate? Really? Do they have a uterus? Where does the blood come out from, the back or the front? I'm genuinely curious. Who came up with that crap? Oh wait, don't tell me you use surgeries and treatments to make that happen.
My teeth exploded and there was pieces in my mouth. My jaw was broken in 2 places.
Oh, boo-hoo! Mr. Squidfart is sad because he ain't got no babuches.
Last Thursday, Cobalt Sovereign had to go to the bathroom at Hopkins High School.
I was attempting to use the restroom. I actually did not get to until like an hour later at the hospital.
The hospital, where she stayed for 2 days to repair serious injuries. Injuries she got after leaving the bathroom.
I was insulted and then eventually hit in the jaw.
Are you ever scared to use the bathroom?
Less scared, more incredibly uncomfortable. I don't hold anything too harsh against the student who did this to me. More of I feel bad for the circumstances that led him to have such opinions and whatever caused him to act like that.
Well, shout out to the brave tooth fairy who did what many adults couldn't. Maybe Cobalt should use the appropriate bathroom or wait till he gets home. That way, everybody wins.
Because the amount of money that you 2 girls are making on OnlyFans, is it worth giving up a family and love? Because any man that is worth his salt that you would even be attracted to wouldn't put up with it. I can tell you right now. And you, my dear, are a depreciating asset. Every day that goes by, you're going to be less and less beautiful. And at some point, there's going to be a history of you doing that. As beautiful as you are, you're stunning, you're a pretty girl. But no man that is going to be in your league is going to put up with it. And so the question is, if you were truly in love and you had true desire for a man that would put his foot down with you, tell you how it was going to be, would you or would you not give up your OnlyFans?
No, I wouldn't. Same way if I wanted to really expand my dating
then
pool,
you do
I'd
not genuinely desire that man.
job.
You would not be in love with that man. Because if you were in love with that man, you would shut it down, and that day will come for you. It'd probably be way
Again,
down
why
the
don't I
road.
put on a hijab? Because then I can find a man who actually reciprocates, because Muslim men lower their
Any
gaze when other
man
women
that asks you
walk
to do it
by.
and you say no to, you're going to look at as you will not respect him and you will not love him. Any man that you look up to and respect, you would quit doing it for. And that day might not be today, but it will come.
There's definitely an OnlyFans pandemic going around. And did she just say she would put on a hijab? Tag me when that day comes and the video goes around, please.
To argue with woke people because I look like this and I don't know who's gonna back me up. You know? Because listen, I'm on board with 95% of it. They're like, Black Lives Matter. I'm like, hell yeah. They're like, future is female, stop Asian hate. I'm like, absolutely. They're like, all white men are scum. And I'm like, hey there. That last part, that hurt my feelings when you said that. And honestly, it's a little hypocritical given that and then I feel a warm hand on my shoulder. And I turn around and there's just a skinhead smiling at me. He's like, I hear you, brother. No one has it harder than the white man. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, I'm back. Listen. I don't want you to hate me for being white, but I don't want you to like me for being white. Why are these the only two options?
This is hilarious because you never know what to expect with walkies. At first, it started as a bunch of people having a different opinion, but now it seems they have become confused and all they say is ridiculous.
Or a sugar baby at a certain level. There's girls that go to the club looking for guys just to get free liquor. Then there's girls that go out, but they charge you to go out to hang out with them. And then there's girls that charge you to go out more knowing there's gonna be something at the end.
Right.
Then there's girls that strictly charge you for sex.
Okay.
And I feel like that's the majority of the girls here. There's no girls that don't here in Miami, not you.
That aren't working girls?
That aren't a working girl in some fashion, whether it's free liquor to paid for sex.
I think Miami has a lot of international culture, and I think it's part of a lot of culture, and I think women nowadays are valuing their time.
Valuing their time.
Valuing their
time.
If you're accompanying them with their time, maybe you can show them value with monetary.
Changing those words so it's not that anymore. Now it's just like
But
you
what's
said, valuing their time.
Are you disappointed? Are you looking for wholesome girls that won't be charging you for their time?
And not here, I'm not. Not here. So far, the first person we interview is confirmed that Miami is a hotbed for prostitution.
This has to be a skill, opening your mouth and just letting rubbish fly out. Do they teach this in school or are you born with it?
Are your hats free?
No.
They're not?
No.
I thought you supported socialism, free everything.
Walk away.
Why do you call it a hat?
No, what is this like? Oh, I thought you supported socialism. I also support surviving in a country where I don't have health care.
This is a
Get the out of my face, you freak!
Please don't scream at me. I haven't raised my voice.
I don't care if you didn't raise your voice. It doesn't make you sound like any less of a misogynist. Get the out of my face!
That was kind of scary.
Yeah, you should be scared. You should be scared. Because you're a piece of How about you talk to your doctor about your health problems and leave my health problems with me and my doctor and get the government out of it? And who's your stranger? Stranger? You want to look at my Get the out of here!
I never said I wanted to look at her, but
all of you like white supremacist people think you just talk calmly, you seem normal? Why are we upset? Because you're a psycho!
I can't talk with her. She just screamed.
Well, that just escalated. Yeah, next video.
I know it's a gimmick, and I know you're trolling, but how long do you think you can do this for, dude?
Well, it's not a bit for me. It may have been a bit for you, but for me, it's how I feel.
Josh, you're lying! You know, what did your parents say about this? Are you close with them?
Here we go, CSI. I'm close with some family members, yeah.
Do you not feel any sort of, guilt to them?
I'm just living my authentic truth, and...
Come on, Josh! Show me too! Quit playing with me! I'm the pimp on a blimp, Josh! This is a gimmick! This is like professional wrestling! Sorry, I'm not trying to yell at a beautiful lady like you, but what is the end game for this? Are you trying to get on Bud Light sponsorship? I mean, what is your goal with all of this?
Well, I'm just living my authentic truth. So, your journey's your journey, my journey's my journey. And people are allowed to think what they want about my journey. Many people are very vocal about it, but I'm just going to keep being me.
Josh! Josh, you know you're lying. You're trolling right now. I am a troll.
What is the authentic truth? There is a reason why the truth is called truth. I have to say, even Josh is now a beautiful lady. Ain't that great?
Gender dysphoria is a mental illness.
I don't think there's a reason to transition if you don't have a mental illness. Like
that's like saying you shouldn't cut your hair because you don't want long hair.
Wow, that is so not a comparison.
So when
it is a break with reality. I'll start at where I've said before. There are two sexes. It's determined not just by external characteristics, but by chromosomes. When somebody dies and is buried, and 400 years later, if they exhume the body and they test those bones, they're going to see that it's an XX or an XY, it's a male or a female. It's a mental issue, and you want to treat it that way.
Gender dysphoria is a mental health condition, and the treatment for this condition is to do a medical transition if that person chooses to have those procedures done.
Do you think children are capable?
The treatment is to immediately jump into a medical transition. That's like saying if you have a headache, just go straight into cutting your head off. Or if you're schizophrenic, jump right into switching brains. If it is a mental condition, it should be treated as such. Mentally, what would change if the mind that was disconnected from reality is untouched? That where the suicide rates jump from?
Boys are stronger than girls.
Well, physically, like, for the most part, in gender roles and stuff like that, boys are just supposed to be stronger. That's just a thing that happens. They work out at the gym. And yeah, girls certainly can work out too if they want. But again, it's more common for boys.
Disagree or step forward?
Who's one to say what gender, depends, who's stronger? It doesn't matter what gender you are, it matters who you are. It doesn't matter what you were born, it matters what you want to be.
You could be referring to strength in so many ways, like physically, emotionally, where the strength in your body is placed, it all just depends.
I play volleyball, and sometimes we play the boys teams, and we we crush them a couple times.
These preconceived notions that boys go to gyms, girls stay at home. One of my best friends is a girl, and she's stronger than half a guy.
Okay, why are children coming on shows to debate what adults are yet to even settle on? Well, to the first young man, your parents must be very proud. We're strangers, and we are very proud. Never get swayed by the majority. Stand by your beliefs.
Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female, you said, right?
Correct, is a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? Cisgender woman, right? As you just explained, that maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't have those organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not myself.
You used the word, so what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing. So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people
that describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Okay. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently.
Isn't it amazing how a woman is being defined as a feeling? It's simple biology. A woman is a woman because of her XX chromosomes. She is not a feeling peculiar to different people.
Ask also things you said about the trans community. You said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you'd go so hard on Bud Light in your next fight, they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know what, and will know what they stand for. Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you have fucking weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your bullshit you're fucking peddling. The world is not saying, you know what, you're right, chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could fuck in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Dude, this guy is the fucking enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there. Asking these stupid fucking...
Well, free speech. And let's be real, because a person not agreeing with your views doesn't make their words hate speech. Grow a pair.
My room does not have a flag. It used to be there, but I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable. I packed it away and I don't know where, and I haven't found it yet. But my kid today goes, hey, it's kind of weird that we just stand and then, you know, we say it to nothing. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, I gotta find it. Like, I'm working on it. I got you. In the meantime, I tell this kid, we do have a flag in the class that you can pledge your allegiance to. And he like looks around and he goes, oh, that one?
You play stupid games and you will definitely stupid prices. The flag of the nation that funds your paycheck makes you uncomfortable, but trying to trick children into pledging to a flag you know a good number of their parents will have problems with felt like a nice hug. She definitely knew what she was doing, and big shout out to Orange County for doing the right thing. Keep your sexuality to yourself. You are an adult. Wait till you get to the drag shows.
Narcissism, sexual narcissism, the trans pushing, gender affirming butchers and liars primarily target young people whose most likely outcome on the sexual front is homosexuality. I don't like the flag. I think it's a piece of idiocy. I don't understand why it changes every bloody week. And I think the surgery, the gender affirming care movement, I think it is Nazi Auschwitz level awful.
Finally, someone who makes actual sense. Why does my gender have to be based on my feelings? How can I even say I'm one thing in a moment and the next I'm not? Doesn't that mean I lied the first time?
That was not only built, but it's still maintained to this day by men.
Did men allow you to have that haircut?
You taking personal attacks makes me seem like the more intelligent.
Okay, I understand.
Validate your point, not some personal attack because you're using the argument. Feminism stops whenever it's inconvenient for y'all. By definition, you are delusional and you cannot defend your ideas.
Women bring vibes? Really? There are amazing women who do mind-blowing things. Know why she can't mention any? Because she only knows headlines, no substance. Vibes is just a dumb thing to say.
Why do that? What you don't know is that there are two realities in life. One is that of good and one is that of evil. And now that I've been able to overcome evil, I don't identify with angry, evil black people. I identify with other blacks and others who are on the side of good. And so that's why I say you people, because I have to divide myself or separate myself from evil and go along with good. So that's why I do that.
What is it that makes us evil?
I'm sorry, your anger, your blaming others for your problems, your lack of love and respect for yourself and others.
That pill must have been a not so pretty swallow. He's about to be named the most racist black man of the year.
In your court, what matters more? The rights of individuals or your political ideology?
I apply the law to the facts.
I asked a question, which matters more?
My political ideology doesn't matter at all.
Okay, so I don't believe you. And I think this case demonstrates that you are willing to subjugate the rights of individuals to satisfy your political ideology. This case involves a male defendant who raped a 9-year-old boy. Was he guilty of that?
Yes, the petitioner pled guilty to that.
Okay, so he raped a 9-year-old boy. He also raped a 17-year-old girl. Was he guilty of that?
He pled guilty. The petitioner pled guilty to that crime as well.
So was he guilty?
I hope so, because she pled guilty to it.
He was a he when he did this.
That's correct.
And also criminal deviant conduct, which the record doesn't disclose what that was exactly. Then, after serving in prison, Mr. McClain was released for parole, but then violated the terms of parole by having internet and was sent back to prison. 1 year after being released again, he was convicted of having child pornography. Is that correct?
I'm unclear on exactly the time frame that you're at, but the petitioner was convicted of distributing child pornography.
Child pornography that was images of adults violently raping children.
Abhorrent conduct.
Okay.
For which there are real victims.
And this individual, 6'2", biologically a man. A minute ago you said that when this man decided that he was a she, you said this individual was, quote, I wrote it down, sober and entirely a female. That phrase struck me as remarkable. Did this individual have male genitalia?
I think what I said, or at least what
that is a verbatim quote, entirely a female.
Sorry, what I meant to say was hormonally a female.
Okay, but that's not entirely. Did this individual have male genitalia?
Yes.
So you took a 6'2" serial rapist, serial child rapist with male genitalia, and he said, you know, I'd like to be in a women's prison. And your answer was, that sounds great to me. Let me ask you something. The other women in that prison, do they have any rights?
Is that a question you're asking me?
Yes, the other women in that prison, do they have any rights?
Of course.
Do they have the right not to have a 6'2" man who is a repeat serial rapist put in as their cellmate?
Senator Cruz, I considered the facts presented to me, and I reached a decision.
I asked you a
based on what
question.
the law
I asked you a question. Do they have a right not to have a 6'2" man who is a serial rapist put in as their cellmate? Do those women have a right to that?
Every person who's incarcerated has the right to be safe in their space.
But you didn't think so. You didn't think so. And in fact, I'm going to give some quotes from your order because Senator Kennedy is right. This is not a judge's order. This is a political activist. By the way, the beginning of your order says, at birth, people are typically assigned a gender. I gotta say that would astonish a lot of Americans. A lot of Americans think you go to the hospital, a baby is born, and congratulations, you have a little boy, a little girl. The assigned a gender, I know you went to Brown, but it sounds like it's in a college faculty lounge with no bearing on reality. The Bureau of Prison argued what I'm saying right now, that if you put this person in a female prison, there will be a risk of sexual assault to the women. And you know what you did? You said you didn't care about the women. I'm going to quote what you wrote. You wrote, quote,
"This woke female judge is so impressive, who in their right mind makes a ruling to put a male serial rapist in the same prison cell as women?"
Are you really a state rep? Why don't you do something about the border? What about the crisis? Why don't you do something about it?
To make the border more flexible.
Why don't you guys shut down the border here in Texas? Why won't you do anything to help us?
It's catastrophic for our #1 exporting state in the country.
Is what? Is that why people are like Lake and Riley are dying from illegal immigrants? Little kid out of Pride Parade. What are you teaching them about gay state rep? Yeah, is this a place for kids? Yeah, are you teaching them how to be gay? Or are you trying to transition them too?
God bless you.
Now you believe in God? So God likes pride? What does Jesus think about pride?
He loves
It's one of the 7 deadly sins. Stop taking kids to gay events, you weirdo.
Well, if they would shove falsehood in your face, shove the truth in theirs, I guess. There is no need for a government official to be gallivanting in public like an idiot. Get some work done, you dummy. Taxes aren't cheap.
How is what you all are doing?
Oh, this isn't related to what I was doing. I just came over here.
On campus.
What's that?
Well, what you are doing, how is that legal on a state-funded campus?
A public university?
Yes, because isn't there like supposed to be a separation of church and state?
There is, but it's technically public property.
Wait a second. No, this is a public university. This is where I got my undergrad and my master's degree. It's a public funded, so this is taxpayer produced as well as tuition. And actually, this is in the United States of America, and you do have the freedom of speech, press, religion, everything. So the question of how is this legal is weird.
Wearing underwear and role-playing in front of kids is legal. Children watching drag shows is legal. Children on pride floats is legal. Children transition before they become adolescents is legal. But a Christian talking about abortion on a campus should be illegal? Okay.
Are coming across the border every day.
A lot.
So about 10 to 15,000 a day. Do you think Joe Biden...
They're all going to vote Dem.
You're okay? Can you say that again?
The illegals? Well, illegals. Yeah, they're coming here. They're going to vote Democrat, and we're going to win.
So you are admitting that you're admitting the border is a political tactic by the Democrat Party. Joe Biden is opening the floodgates of this country because he wants to hold on to political power. We've been saying this for a long time.
Proof.
Proof? You just admitted it. What is he doing to secure the border? When you have 15,000 people a day coming across your southern border,
who cares?
That is not a mistake.
Who cares?
But who cares? Do you believe in borders?
As like a... I believe that... No borders, no.
One world government.
That sounds like a terrific idea. Let's have no borders and one government for 195 countries. Forget about security. Forget about the people. Let's just rule the world. My favorite video was the guy slapping the dude who took his hat. I just love deserved slaps. What was your favorite moment in this video? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.